Welcome to Cam Look, your daily dose of the Cincinnati Art Museum. As you know, each weekday a staff member or a volunteer shares a work from our permanent collection and poses a few questions for discussion. We hope you'll check back each day at 10 a.m. for a new work and a new chat. Hi, my name's Emily, and I'm the Director of Learning and Interpretation at the museum. And today I'm sharing Anna Dunleavy's Afternoon Dress from 1906. As I hope you're all aware, the museum has an amazing collection of fashion arts and textiles. But unfortunately, because they're light sensitive, they cannot be out on regular display. A Cam Look is a great way to share all of these amazing treasures from our collection. The museum's afternoon dress is composed of a bodice and a skirt and is constructed of deep red velvet silk. It is floor length with a slightly A-lined skirt edged along the bottom with appliqued ribbon. Dunleavy has employed a version of the bretelle or suspender-like bands on the bodice. The bands come over the shoulders and are connected at the center of the chest with a wide horizontal band. These are decorated with appliqued red silk flowers and hand embroidery. The bretelle served to enhance the appearance of broadened shoulders, which subsequently caused the waist to appear smaller than it actually was. In addition, the gown has the fuller sleeves popular between 1905 and 1908, which served to accentuate the desired look of a small waist. These 3/4 length sleeves are edged in the same red velvet of the skirt and the bretelle and are edged with lace and red ribbon. This type of gown would have been worn at home for receiving afternoon guests or for evening activities such as dinner parties or an outing to the theater. Because low necklines were considered inappropriate in America during this time for such occasion, this gown utilizes lace and sheer silk on the bodice to imitate the bare neck styles popular in Europe. So, who was Anna Dunleavy, the designer of this beautiful gown? Anna Dunleavy became one of Cincinnati's most successful 19th century dressmakers. Her reputation for artistry and craftsmanship reached far beyond the Queen City, and many of her clients traveled hours by train to secure her services. Dunleavy immigrated to America from Ireland in 1865 at the age of 14. The first record of her employment was as a saleslady for Le Boutillier and Simpson, a fashionable fancy goods retailer located on 4th Street in Cincinnati. Married and the mother of 6 children, Dunleavy continued to work in retail until she began to make dresses of her own design in 1889. Anna Dunleavy was widowed in 1894, but within just a few short years, she created a thriving business as a premier dressmaker. She initially worked out of her home on Central Avenue, eventually establishing her salon and studio in the Neve building at the corner of 4th and Ray Streets. Close, regular contact with the upper class allowed Dunleavy to develop poise and social ease. Through her strong work ethic, her remarkable talent as a designer, her impeccable attention to craftsmanship and handiwork, and her entrepreneurial spirit, Dunleavy was able to live the life that paralleled the genteel status of the clientele she served. The museum's afternoon dress was created for Anna E. Winston, the daughter of the prominent Kentucky attorney Albert G. Winston. In 1954, the dress was gifted to the museum by its original owner. Pinned to it was her handwritten note that said, quote, "This chiffon velvet gown is the master production of Miss Dunleavy of Cincinnati, Ohio, for Anna E. Winston. It was the realization of a girlhood dream," end quote. It can be assumed that as a child, the young Winston accompanied her mother to the salon of Madame Dunleavy and had long anticipated wearing such a lovely creation herself. Finally, as a young woman, her dream came true. Anna Winston cherished this gown throughout her entire adult life. I chose to share this dress today first because I wanted to highlight a piece from our Cincinnati dressmaker collection, but also because it got me thinking about inviting people over to your home. That's what this dress was for. You would have worn it when people were coming over for afternoon coffee or tea. And it made me think, how many of us have done that in the last year? And if people have come over, I know I haven't been wearing something this fine, perhaps my finest comfy clothes. So my question to you is this: as we're all starting to get vaccinated and thinking about welcoming people back into our homes, I would love to know who's on your fantasy list to invite over for coffee or tea, alive or dead. And also, what would you wear? Thanks, and we'll see you soon.